Most people think becoming rich is about luck. They think you need a high income, perfect timing, or some secret strategy. But the truth is, wealth comes down to a small set of rules. Simple rules. Rules that rich investors follow consistently, while most people ignore them. And if you understand these rules and actually apply them, you put yourself ahead of most people almost immediately. In this video, I'm going to break down the 10 rules rich investors actually follow to build real wealth. Let's get into it. Rule number 1. Rich investors pay themselves first. This means before they spend money on anything, rent, food, bills, entertainment, they invest a portion of their income. Automatically. Not when they feel like it, not when there's extra money, but every single time they get paid. Even if it's just 10%, even if it's just $50, because they understand something powerful. You don't build wealth with what's left over. You build wealth by making it a priority. Think about it like this. If you treat investing like a bill, it gets paid. If you treat it like an option, it gets skipped. Most people spend first and invest whatever is left. Rich investors flip that. They invest first and adjust everything else around it. That one habit alone can completely change your financial future. Rule number 2. They focus on assets, not liabilities. This is one of the biggest differences between people who build wealth and people who don't. Assets put money into your pocket. Liabilities take money out. Rich investors are constantly buying assets, stocks, index funds, real estate, businesses, things that either grow in value or generate income. Most people spend their money on liabilities, expensive cars, new gadgets, things that look impressive, but don't move them forward financially. And here's the hidden cost. It's not just the money you spend. It's the money you could have invested. That opportunity cost is massive over time. Rich investors understand this, and they consistently choose assets over liabilities. Rule number 3. They think long-term. This is where most people lose. They want fast results, quick profits, instant success. But real wealth doesn't work like that. Rich investors think in years, sometimes decades. They understand that time is the most powerful tool in investing. Because of compounding, money earning money, and then that money earning more money. But compounding only works if you give it time. That's why patience is one of the biggest advantages you can have. Most people jump in and out. They chase trends. They quit too early. Rich investors stay consistent. They stay invested. And over time, they win. Rule number 4. They invest before they feel ready. This is one of the biggest mental barriers people face. They think they need to know everything before they start. They wait for confidence. They wait for the perfect moment. But here's the truth. You will never feel completely ready. There will always be uncertainty. Rich investors understand this, so they start anyway. They start small, they make mistakes, they learn, and they improve over time. Most people stay stuck in learning mode forever, watching videos, reading articles, but never taking action. Rich investors take imperfect action, and that's what moves them forward. Rule number 5. They don't try to time the market. This is one of the biggest mistakes beginners make. They wait for the perfect time to invest. They try to predict crashes or peaks. But the reality is, no one can do that consistently. Not even professionals. Rich investors don't rely on timing. They rely on consistency. They invest regularly, every month, every paycheck, no matter what's happening in the market. And this strategy is powerful because it removes emotion. You're not guessing. You're not reacting. You're just building. Over time, consistency beats timing. Every single time. Rule number 6. They control their emotions. This might be the most important rule of all, because emotions are what cause most people to lose money. When the market drops, people panic. They sell out of fear. When the market is going up, people get excited. They buy at the top. Rich investors do the opposite. They stay calm. They stay disciplined. They stick to their plan. They understand that markets go up and down. That volatility is normal. And instead of reacting emotionally, they stay focused in the long term. That emotional control is what keeps them in the game long enough to win. Rule number 7. They keep things simple. A lot of people think investing has to be complicated to be effective. They think they need advanced strategies, constant trading, perfect timing. But most rich investors keep it simple. They focus on proven strategies. They invest consistently. And they avoid unnecessary complexity. Because here's the truth. The more complicated your strategy is, the harder it is to stick with. And consistency is what actually builds wealth. Simple plans are repeatable. And repeatable actions lead to results. Rule number 8. They continuously learn. The financial world is always changing. New opportunities, new risks, new information. Rich investors never stop learning. They read, they watch, they study, they stay curious. But here's the difference. They don't just consume information, they apply it. Most people learn endlessly, but never act. Rich investors learn something and then use it. Even small improvements over time can make a huge difference. Rule number 9. They surround themselves with the right information. This one is underrated. Because the information you consume shapes your decisions, and your decisions shape your results. Most people are surrounded by noise, social media hype, get-rich-quick advice, emotional reactions. Rich investors filter all of that out. They focus on quality information, proven strategies, reliable sources, because better input leads to better output. And over time, that compounds just like money does. Rule number 10. They take action. This is the rule that ties everything together, because none of the other rules matter if you don't act. Most people know what they should be doing. They know they should invest. They know they should save. They know they should improve. But they don't do it. They wait. They hesitate. They overthink. Rich investors take action, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it's not perfect. They start. They adjust. They keep going. And that's what separates them from everyone else. If you follow these 10 rules consistently, you put yourself ahead of most people. And over time, that's how real wealth is built. Thank you for watching. If you want simple, proven strategies like this that actually work, subscribe to the channel. I break it down as simply as possible so you can actually use it.